Of this evening, they are the wonderful Chris Copestake! Good evening, everyone. How are we? Well? Good stuff, good stuff. Just want to get one thing out of the way straight away. I'm fully aware what a ridiculous shape this is. You know what? I get a lot of abuse about my height, so I like to bring it up nice and early on stage, yeah? My housemate said recently that I look like the Angel of the North if I was designed by kids with learning difficulties. It's harsh, but you can sort of see the point, can't you? You can sort of see the point, yeah. It's not easy being tall at all, you know. Growing up tall was difficult. My mum said giving birth to me was like watching someone pull a ladder out the back of a van. Doesn't say much about her either, really, does it? Doesn't say much about her either, you know. I was considering going vegan recently, you know. I've got the body for it, haven't I? Got the body for it. I look malnourished. There was one thing that was holding me back from going vegan. It's cheese, isn't it? I love cheese. You don't understand, guys. I'm lactose intolerant as well, but I can't stop eating it. I love the stuff. Do you want me to tell you when I found out I was lactose intolerant? Yes, Chris. Tell us about your shits. Right. So, where? It was at my now ex-girlfriend's parents' house, and when? It was roughly 35 minutes after I absolutely smashed in the cheese board. You know, 3 baby bells, and I was in absolute bits, but it was so worth it. If there's anyone in the room over 6 foot, give me a cheer. You arrogant fuckers. You arrogant fuckers. The rest of you, don't let that arrogance put you off. Because being tall is not easy. When you're tall, people expect stuff to be in proportion. They're not, are they, gents? Have you got tiny nipples as well? And tiny willies. Yeah, growing up tall was difficult, you know. I had to have an extra long bed growing up. Of course, they cost more. But my mum used to have a go at me as if it was my fault. Maybe if she'd taken a bit more care what was going in her van doors, wouldn't have had this problem, would we, Debbie? Would not have had this problem, you know. Playing football for the school team as well was difficult. All the parents of the other kids thought I was just an overly keen teacher. Operation U-Tree saw a strict end to that, though. Saw a strict end to that. Nativity plays as well, they're a bit of a nightmare. You can't have some 5'8" kid next to a 4-year-old Mary, can you? That'll look a bit creepy, that, won't it? So I got some really weird roles in the nativity play, yeah? One year I got cast as Star. And no Widnes, I didn't get a lovely big star costume. What I got was dressed head to toe in black. They turned down the lights a little bit and got me to hold up a cardboard star for 10 minutes! As I walked around the stage, and 3 kids who were dressed like they were in Last of Summer Wine followed me around with gold, frankincense and Tamagotchis. Awful start to a life on the stage, that was. I got a lot of abuse at school about my height as well. A lot of abuse, they called me a lot of names, like freak, disgusting, lanky streak of piss, which is a weird one. I just think my mum wasn't taking the bed expenses quite well, you know. I got a lot of abuse about my surname as well. My surname's Copestake. It's quite rare, but once you've heard it for the first time, it's quite easy. Copestake, yeah. A lot of people used to ask me if it was pronounced Copestake and ask if I was Japanese. They would ask me if I was Japanese. Someone who's been taller than the average Japanese man since he was 8. And I have checked that, you know, but I got asked this so much that I had to find out some more, find out if there was anything my mum and dad weren't telling me. So I sat them down one day. I said, Mum, Dad, I keep getting asked if I'm Japanese. Is there anything I need to know? See, there's not many Japanese milkmen in Grimsby, but there's enough to be concerned. Right. So I've asked him. And my dad eventually stands up from the sofa, looks up at me, and he says, Godzilla! He runs away and I never see him again. Never see him again. How very odd. One of my favourite things to do in the world is to follow couples around sort of shops and stuff who are having arguments. I love it, you know. I lose hours in IKEA just following around couples. That are, you know, when it's a proper good one, proper humdinger. I lose hours. I have to cancel so many plans, genuinely. Like, hello? Yeah, I'm really sorry, but something's come up. Yeah, I know she's my sister. I'm as gutted as you are. Just wish her and Mike a happy wedding day for us. Right, I've got to go. burst out of the wardrobe and I can really get involved with the couples having an argument. I love it. I love watching couples argue. Yeah, not just in shops. I love watching couples argue on the phone. I always like to think that the person arguing on the phone, because you can't hear the other side of the conversation, can you? I always like to think that they're not even on the phone, and they're just doing it to look like they've got some friends. Or when you see couples arguing in cars, because it's like a mime, isn't it? Because you can't hear what they're saying. Only when they pull up next to you in the lights with the window down do you get like a tail end of the conversation. So it's like, my own brother! Horrible. I live in Manchester now, right? And if you've been on the tram in Manchester, I was on the tram the other day. It's genuinely happened, right? There was a deaf couple having an argument. I don't know if you know much about sign language, but if you're trying to express emotion, you make your expressions bigger and your facial expressions more obvious, right? And everyone in this tram, even like the shitty little kids, were like, what the fuck's going on here? This is amazing, right? Everyone was watching this. It was so engrossing, right? And I've done a bit of sign language because I've worked with deaf people in the past, right? But most of it's gone because it was a few years ago. So I'm not too sure what this means or what this means, but I was pretty sure I know what this means. No. Love watching couples argue. I think it comes from, like, my parents argued quite a lot before they got a divorce. Anyone, give me a cheer if your parents are still together.
Hey.
Brilliant. Now give me a cheer if your parents don't love you.
Yay.
Fantastic. Do we have any couples in? Come on, lads, quicker than that. You've got to be quicker than that, guys. You want hands straight up. Any couples in? Not one. Is that why you're all here? Speed dating, double booking. Nice. Anyone in a relationship, anyone married or anything like that in here? Yeah, fantastic. You there, so you're married? Yeah. Fantastic. When was the last time you had an argument, mate?
Before summer.
Amazing. And I'm gonna ask you this, but I think I know the answer. Who won?
Probably,
yeah. So always, even when it's not, it is, isn't it? When was the last time that you won an argument? Can you remember? Years ago. Can anyone remember the last time that they won an argument with their partner? Come on. Someone must have done. One of you. Not one of you. Come on, this is Widnes. I've been there before. I've been outside your pubs.
I think it was in year 2000.
Year 2000. Can you remember what it was about?
Yeah, the Millennium Bug didn't happen.
Millennium Bug didn't happen. And how much did you rub it in her face that you were right? Because there's two types of people in arguments, isn't there? There's sort of sore losers and there's fucking even worse winners, isn't there? Like, how much did you rub it in?
Loads.
Loads.
But then I wasn't allowed to use any electrical items.
So you stopped. So you've stopped bragging about it. I think when people win arguments, they should really make the most of it. So for the rest of this, I want you to wear this. What's your name, sorry, mate?
James.
James, would you mind putting this on? I think you'll look resplendent in that. I would come down, but you know, it's quite lofty. There you go. Fantastic. I need that back, it was £3. Yeah, so my love of arguments came from watching my mum and dad before they got divorced. I was, how old was I when they broke up? I was buzzing. Double Christmas, 2 birthdays. I was bragging at school in the playground. I was like, hey, Jimmy, you want to get yourself one of these divorces, pal? They're fantastic, you know? I loved watching my mum and dad divorce. Because you get couples at different stages of relationships, don't you? And different arguments, and they sort of result in different things, yeah? New couples that have been together sort of year and a half, they still sort of actually like each other, don't they? So any sort of disagreement they have normally ends in one of them going, oh, it's fine, don't worry about it, because they don't want to admit how stubborn they are just yet. And then you get couples that have been together sort of 2, 3, 4 years, and they do anything they can to try and reignite any passion, and just to hope that ends in sort of angry sex, like, get hold of me. And then you get couples that have been together forever, and they start an argument about one of the 4,000 things that pisses them off about the other person, and then it lasts about 5 seconds before they go, what's the point? And they sort of divorce, the natural progression to divorce. But I think the best argument I've ever seen was between my mum and dad, right? And it wasn't because of what it was about, because it was about my mum's response, okay? So this was happening when I was about 2, and I remember it so well, and you'll see why. Okay, so my dad's in the kitchen, my mum's in the front room, right? My Japanese dad is in the front room. And from the kitchen, all you hear is this. Deborah! Why? For the 5th time this summer, is the heating on? From the front room comes the best comeback I have ever heard, right? My mum from the front room goes, "Because this relationship has gone so cold! And would you take off that bloody sash?" Love arguments. Thank you for listening to some stuff which clearly needs a bit of work. You've got some lovely acts on tonight, so you're very lucky. My name's Chris Copestake, thank you very much. Goodbye.